And it goes a little something like.
Alrighty. So it's been a little bit. I think it's been about 2 weeks, maybe, since we played the first part. So if you guys are interested in seeing kind of part 1 or the first kind of section of the game, then be sure to check it out. Alrighty, let's jump right in. I'm super excited to kind of get my hands on this game again. I absolutely loved the first part, so. And I think we left off where he's going into his childhood home, I believe. Ready. It might take me a minute to kind of get a hold of the what is it? The controls again, because it's been a hot minute and I know that there's a lot.
Sweet home, Sherry. Home sweet home, Sherry.
We have been instructed that a public auction will take place on 20th July at Stonewood Manor. All lots have been selected from the finest pieces of property owned by the Holmes family and have been evaluated by experts. Their authenticity is confirmed. Okay.
And I was wondering why it's so empty in here.
There may be a small chance that some of our property could be found among local traders' wares. It is worth a look, wouldn't you say?
Okay. Find furniture traders across the island to acquire items for your manor. Their stock updates frequently, so keep an eye. Okay. Awesome.
I remember how angry Mycroft was about these marks. He called it a frivolous, childish endeavor.
Was it Q? Okay, Q does like the focus. Let's see. Okay, Mind Palace is K. Z is okay. Awesome. Oh, there's a lot of things we can check.
I think our family portrait used to hang here. Hey, this is the luggage we brought from London, isn't it? One of the first things I saw when entering this house as a child. It's like déjà vu. Mycroft's umbrella, the only outgoing thing in his wardrobe.
Another memory incoming, Sherry.
Strange, I struggle to recall anything about the day we moved in. The only detail I'm sure of is that it was raining early that morning.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of remembering. So I think it's interesting that this game, John is kind of our imaginary friend. So he's not really there. So I think it's interesting that even as a kid, Sherlock had him. So let's see, around 2 months after our arrival, Sherry and I were almost arrested after being caught thieving. Hearing the noise of our return to the manor, Mycroft came forward. Okay, so this is the memory from part 1. And again, if you guys need some background on that, then be sure to check out my video that is in my activity feed, I guess. I don't really know what Kit calls it, but it's in my profile. So, alrighty. Okay, so this was the memory. Okay, let's pin evidence here since it wants to pin it. Okay. Ah. Is it cute?
Our mother brought a slew of belongings with her. She refused to leave a single thing in London. Mycroft had to spend the whole day dealing with it. There was always a hat on our stand, but I'm sure it did not belong to Mycroft. This trip was a challenge for our mother. I tried to help her.
Do you feel it? Is it the air shimmering, or is it my imagination?
Ah, interesting. So anytime we go into our mind palace or try to bring up certain scenarios, we become John. So we kind of become his imaginary friend. Yeah, I definitely think it's this guy, maybe. Let's see. I don't really know. Let's see. Yeah, let's try to escape and find some more evidence.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it. Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Okay. News of Violet's death, 10th of April, 1869. Tragedy, whoa, a tragedy at Stonewood Manor. Miss Violet Holmes, widow of Sigur Moreland Holmes, died unexpectedly in her home yesterday. She is survived by her two sons, aged 20 and 10. Wow, okay, so there's 10 years in between them. Though it is unclear if they will remain in Stonewood Manor, Mrs. Holmes purchased the property only a year ago. Okay. Despite her feeble constitution of body, ravaged by consumption, Miss Holmes was quickly welcomed into Cordona's elite. In her high vocation, she had, in addition to the deep intuitions of a gifted woman, the strength of a man, the conscientious, I don't know, of a saint, and the wit of a satirist. Wow, these are big words for me. A specialist in ancient objects, she became the authority of authenticity. Okay. So she was a specialist. Awesome. Historian, maybe. Police conducted an investigation upon arrival at the manor, but have not released further details. The cause of her death is unknown. Interesting.
Something did happen that day, but no one can tell us the details. How can that be?
Agreed. It's rather suspicious.
I agree.
I heard footsteps upstairs a second ago. Wait, do we have an attic here?
Let's see. Okay, let's see. We brought a lot of luggage with us, but mainly our mother refused to leave it in London. Mycroft was busy dealing with it. Okay, So this is the image. So Mycroft is dealing with the luggage, so it's not going to be the old dude. The kids tried to help the mom. Okay. Awesome. So the old man is definitely the hat. Mycroft is with the luggage. And we're helping the mom up the stairs. Yeah, this should be it.
Your neighbors will be told that Mrs. Holmes is suffering from tuberculosis. It is common to move closer to the sea in such cases.
Thank you, Dr. Richter. No, Sherlock, step away from her. Upstairs, go to your room.
Lean on me, Mother. Take your time.
Actually, I never heard her coughing. I remember now.
Arriving at Cordona, we arrived in the early morning of a rainy day. Sherry's mother was weak and unsteady, so we tried to help her. Oh, this is like in the way of, like Sherry is what John calls Sherlock, so I guess it's like per his words, maybe, his memory. Mycroft was very serious while dealing with luggage. When he saw Sherlock trying to help his mother up, he commanded him to go upstairs to our room. The last person to arrive was the doctor, Otto Richter, who said that the neighbors will believe that Violet has tuberculosis. Sherry just realized that he never heard her coughing. Okay, so maybe it's like a cover-up kind of thing.
Oh, I feel dizzy. It's stuffy in here, isn't it?
John, are you all right?
I'll be okay in a minute. How about we find our room in the meantime?
Interesting. Okay. Mycroft hid the truth about the death of our mother and lied when he told me that she died of tuberculosis. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. See, my mind palace seems to have seeped into the real world and is preventing access to some rooms. I think I'll be able to get inside if I remember more. John proposed that we find our bedroom. I think it was somewhere upstairs. Okay.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Is this not the room?
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Oh, here it is.
Look at this. It's like traveling 10 years into the past with a single step. Oddly satisfying.
Ooh, lots to find in this.
Coal dust from Miner's End, sandy dirt from the old city. We scoured the island top to bottom for these soil samples.
The first chemical laboratory I ever made. I almost miss its elegant simplicity. The only fiction book on my table. I can still hear my mother reading it to me. So many pleasant evenings were spent here with the Encyclopedia Americana. Interesting. What's that over there?
Seems to be maybe a doorknob. Missing the gun? What is that? No. It's a train.
This
Here it is.
doorknob has a cross-shaped end. Too intricate to be merely a handle.
You know what? That definitely looks like a key. Let's poke around and see if we can find any secrets.
A magnificent tool made for a spurious purpose, staring into the sky. I've definitely found a better use for it.
You mean... for spying on people?
Cannot believe all my toys are still here.
Hey, they were not just yours, they were half mine too.
An artifact from Palau carved out of bone and claimed to be 300 years old. My mother proved it was a fake. My very favorite plaything. It was the perfect pirate treasure. Perfect match.
Ah, it was still like a drawer. Okay.
Oh, these must be the notes of my earliest observations. We wanted to locate a particular dog we'd spotted, and we met it, didn't we? I'll never forget how challenging it was to obtain this simple sketch. Need to repeat this one day, but with bullets.
Oh, it reminds me of our neighbour. He had the same balloon in his yard, only bigger. Do you remember?
Yes, we visited him several times while living here. Look at this, John. Remember how desperately I wanted to learn the violin? I never had a problem.
Such a shame. I always hated the rule about being silent in this place. Nah, doesn't fit here.
Ah, okay. So we found the right sorry, I keep pressing the escape button. We did find the right thing for the doorknob or the knob.
My small archive of crime clippings. Maybe I should pick up this habit again. Made of cherry wood, father's favorite. Still has a faint odor of tobacco, one of the few things on this island that smell like home.
Okay. A pipe of Sherlock Holmes, so I guess this is his father. A small, straight smoking pipe made of cherry wood that belonged to Sherry's late father. Okay, so he's dead. We had to hide it from Violet as she didn't know we stole it from his cabinet in London. The wood is old. Its surface is worn from frequent use, but it has been well maintained. A faint scent of tobacco lingers. Sherlock has taken his father's pipe with him. I sense it carries considerable sentimental value. Okay.
I knew you'd find it in no time.
Awesome. So this was the hidden treasure. So we did that. Yeah. Go to Mine Palace. We know he lied. Maybe it's a doorknob for downstairs? Let me see. Mind Palace is wanting me to draw like some type of conclusion. Well, there are no records about my mother's death. We had a family friend on Cardona. He may know something. Okay.
Wasn't that...
Eccentric man named Theodore Gilden. He was missing the little finger of his right hand, and if he still lives here, he may be able to shed some light on her passing. He used to live in one of the neighboring houses near the Greek Bridge. Okay. So, let's see. Go here. The Greek Bridge. Okay, so this is Greek Bridge, so he must live over here somewhere. Or over here.
That neighbour missing a finger.
That does sound vaguely familiar. Wasn't his name, Theodore? Theodore Gilden, perhaps?
It's the perfect time to investigate.
You able to get in
Another
here?
one.
No.
There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Okay. So he can't go into any of the rooms yet because I guess his memories are locked up. So let's go out and let's find that neighbor. Oh, morning time. Awesome. Okay. He's got a gas balloon in the yard. Okay.
That wretch Goliath would murder us all. Mark my words.
In here?
Destruction and trampled ground.
Oh, shit.
Oof, a contortionist you were not. Disjointed vertebrae. Difficult to say if it was a way to start or finish him off.
Did we just like happen upon a body? Like what the hell?
A kneecap reduced to splinters.
Like what does this have to do with our investigation here?
A kneecap reduced to splinters. A belt from a dressing gown. Curious.
What am I missing here? We're missing one. Is it... I thought it was the blood, but... What is it? A footprint.
This is quite comfy.
A strong pull broke this leash.
Poke the elephant with this. Really? People are hopeless.
missing one still. Okay, I think this is like totally off topic, so I'm gonna leave that area so I can go back to what we were doing. Which, let me see. Oh, that is the guy. Oh shit. Okay, so I didn't know that this was the guy we were looking for. See now.
Hog heaven. A coal gas tank. Enough to pump up an airship. It's seen a lot of use. The blade is worn from grinding.
What? It did. Is there something else I'm missing?
It's seen a lot of use. The blade is worn from grinding. Fresh signs of impact. A rough landing led to an altercation with this shed. A sailor's knife, useful for cutting wet and thick ropes.
Beside the shed containing the coal gas tank, someone fell and broke a flower pot. Okay. Let's go back over here. There's one piece of evidence I'm missing. Ah, the blood.
A pool of blood and saliva, possibly as a result of impact.
Sherlock, take a picture of the footprint. It's valuable evidence. This photograph can help us find the old article about the elephants. The front page was fascinating. It was hard to believe as a child.
True. We may need it in our investigation. An amount of attention that most can only dream of. A missing pinky, middle-aged. It's none other than Theodore Gilden.
Oh boy, Sherlock. Another death means another question.
And we shall answer the question. It's far too interesting to give it up to the police.
So the body of a man was found in the enclosed pen of a large animal. His right hand is missing its little finger. It is Theodore Gilden, yeah, which we knew. The man suffered so many lethal injuries and fractures that the exact cause of death is difficult to determine. His legs are mangled and bloody. A dressing gown belt was found on the body. Okay, so we have to go to the newspaper archive. So let's see. Listen. This is the police station. Let me see. Newsboy. I'm trying to think where the newspaper archive would be. So let's try to ask this newspaper boy here.
Extra! Extra! The cheapest news on the island.
Why would we buy this?
Thank you.
What's the point of that? Man, I am stumped on this one. Let's maybe talk to John. Maybe he knows.
What's happened? Where is it?
Ah. Wow. How did I miss this? What the? Okay, that's ridiculous. So I guess that's what that symbol probably means in the top right there, like where you join hands, that I need John's like input to make conclusions. Yeah, that's probably right there. Let's see. The gate was broken from the inside. Okay, so we definitely know that the elephant came out. I think it's this one. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think he would have done that to his. Look at this one. That's probably accurate. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely think it's the elephant escapes here. Let's see. Yeah. And this makes sense because I think he got startled. See. Is it this one? So. Like, did he get stepped on? Is that why he's so mangled here? Yeah, let's validate this one. That might be it.
You're not even trying, Sherry.
Ah.
Concentrate.
Okay. So maybe it's this one that he was dragged.
You're not even
What?
trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Was unstained. Okay, so it couldn't have been this. Be this?
You're not even trying, Sherry.
Oh, damn.
Concentrate.
Okay, let's go back. Let's see the case here. Well, maybe it is that. So. Then he got stepped on here? This is definitely right. Because somebody was thrown into this thing.
In a fit of rage, the elephant
Finally
broke
got
the
it,
chain
guys.
and threw its victim on the ground with a fierce power. Escaping the scene, it pulled the body with it, but dropped it at the gate. At least some of this was witnessed by a third party who was hurled against the shed. The elephant can't have gone too far. I can still track it.
Well, suppose you find it. Then what? Push it all the way back to the manor?
So we probably gotta talk to some witnesses.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
That's a question I can answer.
Cross the Greek bridge in the direction of the forest where Theodore used to walk. Okay. Direction of the forest. Awesome. So let's go to the map.
Is this familiar to you?
Don't take it personally, sir. But I know nothing about this.
The elephant barged into this cart of olive oil.
What if we're lucky and he slipped and fell somewhere along the way?
Okay.
Okay, hear me out. If an elephant falls in the forest and there's no one around to...
John, no.
Oh, you're such a killjoy. Want to go for a swim?
Strange. It was hung with care. The game has escaped us for now. We'll find a solution to the elephant problem later.
Dear Theodore, I am writing to you as a fellow islander. I value our friendship just as I value the lives of our people. Although I am afraid that one-sided friendship cannot tie my hands any longer, I am being made to look weak in the eyes of your neighbors. Okay. They believe that your tree is a mockery and not a peace offering as you intended. The people are afraid. Ah, okay. You refuse to give your elephant a proper trainer, instead using your own limited knowledge to teach it. Interesting. Ready? I cannot pursue the creature any further at present. Okay. Okay, so this probably goes to his door. So we will pin this evidence and we will go back to where we need to go. Really enjoying this game. It's a very relaxed kind of game, which I appreciate.
Hog heaven.
I'm trying to keep up with my water intake. My husband thinks that is important. I'm kind of the type of person who does not drink water at all. So
You. Who are you?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Theodore Gilden was...
Did you kill him? Did you kill the elephant?
It's not in the yard anymore. It escaped into the forest.
You can't let it go. What if it returns?
I highly doubt that, Miss...
Imogen Gilden. Please, I beg of you, find that dreadful beast that killed my father.
I suppose we do need to learn what happened. Can you tell me what happened? From the very start.
I was here, so I didn't see how it began. My father visits the enclosure every morning to wake up Goliath. Today, I heard the elephant scream. I've never heard such a horrifying sound. My heart stopped. I knew something was wrong. I looked through my window and saw how it lifted my father up by his neck. I rushed downstairs. I saw it dragging my father as if he were a doll. I threw stones at it. It dropped my father's body and charged outside, screaming. Its roar was almost human. I was frightened, so I ran inside and hid here.
That is a terrifying experience, Miss Gilden. I'm sorry you had to go through it.
Thank you. Goliath must be caught, Mr. Holmes.
Well, thank you for the information, Miss Gilden. I did have some questions for your father. Perhaps you might help me with them?
I wasn't privy to much of my father's life, and it's very hard to think of anything at all with Goliath still loose. Please, Mr. Holmes.
Very well. Do you mind if I ask you more questions if I find anything that might help?
Anything to catch that monster.
Let's see.
Did you observe anyone else in the yard? Any of your servants, perhaps?
Servants? Do you imagine that we would have any with Goliath? No one wishes to work in this house, even for double pay. I didn't see anyone else. Only my father and that diabolical beast.
Had Goliath been aggressive before?
It's dangerous, but it was never aggressive near my father. My father would do anything for Goliath. All the elephant had to do was clap its ears.
You envied him, the elephant, I mean?
Our house is called the House of Ivory. I've heard some people refer to me as the Ivory Girl, and my room stinks of the animal, as if it's me who lives in a pen and not Goliath. It's not envy, Mr. Holmes. It's just incredibly difficult to live like this.
Miss Gilden, I was on this island 10 years ago, and your father knew my mother. I believe I even had the opportunity to ride that balloon outside, but I do not recall seeing you.
I lived at my late mother's in Sheffield at the time. I'm in no spirit to reminisce right now. The elephant is out there.
Okay, dude,
You've never heard the name
okay.
Violet Holmes before? Perhaps your father...
Please, Mr. Holmes. With that beast roaming free, I can't think of anything.
Very well.
Imogen considers Goliath dangerous, but he has never been aggressive with Theodore before.
She packed as much as she could carry. False idols? Oh, sounds utterly dreary. The same dull poses on all romantic photographs. So idyllic. Enjoy your happily ever after before it stales.
Hey, Sherry, we need to talk. You found false idols. We need to find the remaining two.
What does bazooka even mean? Would this paper be good for anything but blowing one's nose on?
They're not rubbish, Sherry. There's something more. I'm serious.
Very well. I doubt it'll be worth it, but I will find them for you, John.
You'll thank me later. They're some of the most imaginative books I've ever read.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think. A commendable effort to barricade the windows. I found this. Who's this young lad next to you, your faithful knight?
Paul. He's my pirate. He's not really a pirate. I just call him that.
Maybe that's
It
the
probably
person
sounds
who
very
left the
silly.
knife?
Your secret is safe in my hands. Does Paul work somewhere? What is his surname?
His name is Paul Perks. He and his yacht Whirlpool are the champions of the Salacia Yacht Club. He sails there. I'll show you where it is on the map if you need to meet him.
A yachting champion? Well, that will be a first. I prefer dry land. And so does my suit.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the guy who left the knife, probably. See.
These bags of yours, it looks as if you've packed your entire room. Were you planning on going somewhere?
My partner and I, we wanted a change, a fresh start abroad. But now I have to stay here. Here, an orphan.
How can you read something like this? It's hard to swallow, and that's not due to the hard cover.
You're hardly serious. Any library without Nabe and Laura is incomplete. If you can read, then these books are an absolute must. Love and adventure. They're about life.
Oh, I wasn't aware that exploding pyramids were a part of daily life on Cordona.
You haven't seen life, so you might try reading about it at least.
Damn. Okay, we're gonna pin this one. Let's see.
Who's a cute bird?
The nicest spot in the room. Mr. Gilden spent hours of his life right here.
Staring at an elephant's backside. What a wonderful life.
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution. Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling.
Interesting.
From before Mycroft was born. Our family loves to prod at the past.
Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
What's so special about this place? Another elephant? A catchy title. A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around.
Trying to remember how I use the camera. Okay, E. Can I take it? Okay, let's go talk to what's her face about that. Let's see. A local wealthy resident, Theodore Gilden, 55, has purchased an Indian elephant from a traveling circus. It is a wonderful opportunity. There is no one on this island better suited to provide such a comfortable home for this elephant. It is a paradise for a noble creature. No longer will the animal be locked in a tent with clowns. He will be my companion from now on. So he really liked him. Only time will tell if this is a midsummer madness or not. The neighboring elite of Cordona are shocked to read the news, and furthermore to hear the terrible trumpets of the beast, but they are having to accept the eccentricity of one of Cordona's most powerful.
His second child? An apparent son and heir, I'd say.
Yeah, he really liked the... Okay, let's go talk to, what's-her-face about this.
A. Swift, is this name familiar to you? Your father had it removed from this plan.
Oh, that's Arthur Swift. I've seen him a couple of times here. He works with my father in the old city, digging up something ancient.
He is an archaeologist?
That's the word, yes. But to be truthful, I really don't think Mr. Swift is fit to be one. I've just learnt a lot about archaeology from my favourite book series. Oh, they are page-turners.
Inspirational, I'm sure, but would you happen to know where this Mr. Swift might be found?
I don't, but perhaps you can find out somewhere. My father's work with him is all official. Lots of boring legal papers with signatures and stuff.
Okay. Okay. So I think that's all we can ask her. Let me pin this again. And we'll go and talk to some people. Go back through the front door. So we have to find this dude. He's at Southern Grand Array. Surrey. Southern Grand Surrey. Are you guys enjoying the game? Okay. See? Right here on Soul Road. Down this one, I think. Yep. Yeah, this game is just very low key, and I do like the puzzles. You know, like we're trying to find a lot of evidence. I do like that.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
That's a question I can answer.
Yacht Club members mentioned that Paul missed the race and no one has seen him since morning. He might be in his room in the workshop south of the Yacht Club. Okay. In here?
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
You should have a warning to cover your ears.
Oh, I found the other book.
Sails of Hatred. I suppose there is something for everyone, including champions.
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
Exciting is certainly a word. Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt?
Where would a champion hide a key?
You just swim in there, man.
The Champion's Whirlpool. equals bread and butter.
Hmm. So he painted his boat, I guess?
I hope Paul is more skilled at yachting than he is at hiding keys.
Awesome.
Bloodied bandages. To earn big, you have to spend big.
You think you can leech off of my family, steal my money, exploit my daughter? This ends today. Your career is over. Oh, I shall give you one final warning. If you refuse to cooperate, you'll find yourself in deep water. Oh, shit. Okay.
Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty.
Ooh.
Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another.
Send something. Oh, this.
Additional earnings to sweeten the victory. An interesting place for a message to a champion.
You do not get to back out of our deal. You do not get to leave on a whim.
An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these. A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs.
Oh, shit.
Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving.
Too ordinary a room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
Is there anything in here? Interesting. Okay, so somebody obviously was hiring him, maybe? Let's go back and talk to, Imogen? Is that her name?
May I ask you something?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Oh, I thought that was... I thought this is his house. I guess not.
Have you seen what your father sent to Paul?
This is despicable. My father was never a gentleman, but this crosses the line. I knew that father wasn't fond of Paul, but this is just awful. If only he could have seen how good Paulie is to me.
Are you aware that Paul smuggles drugs for a dangerous gang?
Mr. Holmes, I've already told you. I call him a pirate in play. He's not an actual pirate. He's a champion and a brave gentleman, not a thug.
Let us agree to disagree on that. But don't be surprised if one of his clients knocks on your door.
I can't think of anything else right now.
Interesting. Okay. So... don't have much to go on.
Who's a cute bird? It's as if a storm went through here.
Okay, let's go back to the boathouse and maybe there's a witness there that can kind of tell us something.
Lovely to see you.
May I ask for your assistance?
I can't help you with that, sir.
Could you help me?
Excuse me? What? I'm not sure I know.
Time to check your who, what, and what. Sherry, who are you asking? About what and dressed as what?
Excuse me, just one question.
Excuse me? What? I'm not sure I know.
Can I ask you a question?
I can't help you with that, sir.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
So it says to interact with these cans here. See, okay.
Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think. Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think.
I did this. Let's see. Let's see.
Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think.
I wonder if this is a bug, because let's see.
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
It's saying that I go over here and I look into it. Let's see. Maybe I'm missing something, so it says here, one of the clues from the desk's suspicious note can now be pinned to your screen. So suspicious note is pinned. It says, head back to the storage, which is where we're at, and interact with the tin cans to reveal their contents. And this has lid and bloody bandages inside. But here it has like drugs inside, so I don't know. And then it says once you'll exit the room, Paul Perks will be there, but we exited and he's not there. So I'm wondering if I'm missing something. This is kind of irking me a little bit. Yeah, I wonder if this is a bug. Or a
typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits.
Okay, that's This is a thing that gets me with this game, is you have to be so particular. Like, you have to, like, in the first video that I did, I asked this guy, I didn't have the evidence pinned because it was the first video and I was not kind of understanding the pinning stuff, like pinning evidence. And I asked the dude and he's like, yeah, I don't know what it is. But then I went back and I asked him again with the correct information pinned and it worked. So this is what kind of irks me a little bit about this game, is that you got to be very particular about searching and what's pinned and things like that, to kind of move the story along. So yeah, that is very irritating. A little bit. Okay, let's see. The storage room held evidence that Paul is involved in organized crime, smuggling psychotropics on the yacht. Okay.
Oi, hands off my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written everywhere.
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
I'm Sherlock Holmes, a friend of our mutual acquaintance, Miss Imogen.
Look, you artichoke. Imogen has no friends. Except for me.
If you must try to insult people, it's better to know the meanings of the words that you're using.
You fancy you could teach a sailor to swear? Go ahead. Show me how inventive you are.
Stand still for a moment.
Yeah, so that one thing triggered the story to move along. So that irks me. By no end. Yeah, I suspected it was a female. See, Paul Perks is a woman who disguises herself as a man to achieve a higher social position. She uses the privileges of men to pursue her personal goals. She puts all her efforts into sport, even though it comes with the occasional accident on the open sea. Bruises and an injured arm are badges of honor in this dangerous sport. Let's see, will not give up, even when it costs her, and yet that is the man's prerogative. Okay. She uses her career in yachting as cover to smuggle goods for various gangs on Cordona. I think it's this one. Unless we think the drugs is somebody else's, but I think it is hers. Let's do this.
So, a woman wishes to become a real criminal, and smuggling is a stepping stone towards that? Is there not enough prestige in yachting? Or is it easier to compete with other fools like yourself? Everyone has a starting pistol, just shoot and run.
Don't say a word. I don't know where you're getting half of this nonsense, but you're on some thin ice here that I'm willing to crack.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who
shit.
you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural habitat.
I don't remember the combat.
But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
Okay.
I'm coming for you.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
I'm coming.
Too simple.
It won't work this way.
I couldn't miss the party.
I thought we were against murder.
My bad.
The snuff's ready. Time to knock this guy out.
Not that easy. I'm coming. Oh!
Don't cry, you'll live.
Oh god.
I couldn't miss the party.
Oh, you killed him.
That's fine. Fine.
Time to knock this guy out.
Don't bother.
Give him the pepper snuff.
I'm coming.
Too simple.
The snuff's ready. Overcome him, don't...
I'm coming for you.
Ah, okay. We have to use the the snuff for that, for these guys.
No more crime for you until next month.
Okay. We did it, guys.
There's
That's
no
so
reward
stressful.
for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice.
Okay. Heals with me. Okay, heals with me explanation. Okay. Okay, where is he? Is he in the storage? Where'd he go? He might be back by Imogen. So let's see. He could be in his office, I guess. Let's see, is he in here? Ah, he is in here. Got it.
Your fellow mariners have a strange way of showing hospitality.
They were not my friends.
Are you sure? I would rather risk my neck for someone who's at least honest and thankful.
Perhaps then don't enter someone's life and be so judgmental, pretending you're better than they are.
Then give me your perspective and allow me to see through your eyes. What were you doing this morning, Miss Perks?
Don't call me that. I'm a champion. I was sailing.
The other club members told me that you missed the race this morning. Do champions not need to practice?
Ugh, you've talked with them already.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
wasn't racing. I visited the doctor after that attack on me. And then I had to honor the deal with the bandits you just took care of.
I tried to tell you before, but your partners interrupted. Have you heard the news? Theodore Gilden is dead. Do you have anything to say?
Well, what a shock. To me, he was an angry old ogre. Good riddance. Was it Goliath that killed him? Did it crush him? Break his bones? Come on, tell me. I want all the details.
You have an unusual way of showing grief. Imogen wouldn't appreciate that. But yes, the animal could have been involved.
It's poetic in a way, isn't it? It takes a beast to kill a monster. I wish I could have been that elephant.
You're asking for trouble with this smuggling business. You'd better leave it before they smuggle you out in a barrel.
Don't patronize me. I've only ever had trouble with law-abiding citizens like Gilden and you, never bandits. So ask me anything you want, and then get out of my sight.
You smuggle illicit psychotropes on your yacht. Not a delivery for the hospital, I'm sure.
Of course not. I've had to cut corners to earn some money. How might a person afford to pay for a yacht in an honest way? I don't know, although I'm smart. The buyers are my customers. Adults who are willing to pay for their pleasure, or weapons for jewels. Whatever they want me to deliver. Nothing criminal.
Well, it's your lucky day. I'm not here because of smuggling. Have you tasted this tea yourself?
I wouldn't have been a champion if I had used it. It's just a side business that keeps my career afloat. It's quite expensive to compete in yachting. Sometimes I cut corners.
Such as fixing whirlpool yourself?
Exactly. And sometimes I just have to pay. That's how I earn money. I don't sell slaves or take the last mangear from a poor family.
It seems as though Theodore Gilden hung a sword of Damocles over your life and career. Were these only words or something more serious?
Check my forearm. Pulled muscles and bruises. Small cuts. Nothing that you could call serious.
I doubt that a man in his late 50s could wrestle you.
What?
It wasn't him. He behaved like a rat.
Oh,
hired
okay.
brutes. His boys tried to lock my hands behind my back, but I was faster and I escaped.
Was he so protective of his daughter, or was it your feminine secret that provoked him?
My guess
Oh,
is that he
damn.
was protecting his property. As he saw it, he owned Imogen, and he treated her like a piece of furniture. He didn't
Really?
want his daughter to be loved by anyone. What's more painful is that Theodore didn't allow me to love his daughter. Typical.
I'm not sure that your relationship with Imogen could be described as typical.
Are you afraid of a woman in trousers? Now that's typical of men.
Okay.
Look what I found. A box full of darts.
Hey, that's mine.
I confiscated it. These darts appear to be filled with something. Poison? How powerful is it?
It's strychnine. Enough to instantly kill a small rodent. I haven't tried it on a human. Yet. I hope you know what you're doing.
Could it immobilize a larger animal, say, an elephant?
I've never tried, but I have wondered.
Okay. I don't trust this dude. There's something about her. Let's see.
A charming picture. I've heard that champions do often pose with their trophies.
Cheeky. It is a lovely trophy, though. I'm sure you will agree.
What is it that you like most about her? Her naivety? Her father's money?
A somewhat difficult choice. Especially now that her father is out of the equation.
Him?
Does this knife seem familiar? I didn't find it in your competitor's back, to be clear.
This knife is as blunt as your humor. It's a bosun's knife, but it's not mine. I wouldn't be so careless as to mislay my tools.
Okay.
A. Swift. Are you familiar with this name? The gentleman had business with Mr. Gilden.
Likely just another strange and wrinkled fellow like old Gilden was. Perhaps this Swift person has a rhino, and they wanted to see which pet was stronger. In other words, I don't know who he is, but I bet he's crazy like Theodore.
I doubt that court owner has ever boasted a battle arena for that size of mammal. You have an interesting imagination.
Okay.
Imogen doesn't strike me as an industrious young lady, so I find it strange that she was busy packing up all her belongings when Mr. Gilden died. That's some favorable wind in your sails, isn't it?
Is it so suspicious that a couple might embark on a trip? I wanted to thank her, so we planned to go traveling. A Theodore-free place, without elephants.
The timing of it is suspicious,
It
however.
is.
Your lady friend becomes an orphan and heir, and there's a planned trip directly afterwards.
An improvised romantic dinner will never please a spoilt girl. A planned voyage might. It's not spur of the moment.
Okay.
I'm clueless.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the elephant?
He's smarter than some people here, including his owner. Although I feel he could be dangerous, no matter how much he's fed.
Why is that? Have you ever seen Goliath attack anyone?
Well, not exactly. But I saw it, abusing some poor tree during one of its walks with Theodore. The expression on that old ninny's face was priceless. But it wasn't funny to look at. Believe me, it was frightening. I don't know what you're suggesting. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means.
An installment of Nabe and Laura's adventures. Why did you sully your library with this?
It's a gift from Imogen. I didn't buy it. I might have turned a couple of pages, but nothing more. I swear.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but your literary taste has put you on my blacklist.
Sure. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's criminal organization going on. There's this piece that I need to find about this dude. Let's see. Ultimately cooperative, okay. Theo Gilden was highly motivated to destroy Paul's career and well-being, not even going as far to hire criminals. Man, that's a hard one. We need to find about Arthur Swift. I think there's something going on with that. So all evidence was collected here. So do we go back to Imogen? I think we have to go someplace over here. Maybe the city hall? I kind of thought this for this piece of evidence. That maybe the city would know. I think this is our kind of next step. Alrighty. We'll stop here. As always, I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check out the game. I'm having so much fun playing this game, and I'll catch you guys next time.